Small Business Spotlight, and that's a program to promote and support entrepreneurs. And this is one of the programs under our nonprofit, Maryland Divine Community Services. So basically what that means is that you and your business, LILLIE, Dior, Salon, and Spa will be featured on our website and social media groups. And the purpose is for promotion and advertising. So it'll be a win-win for you and for the business. And then introduction, I'm Cheryl, as you know. The host and organizer of C. Brooks Presents, and that's just a part of the Maryland Divine Community Service, which I started basically to help small business owners. And one of the programs that we do is we try to encourage like younger people to think in the mindset of being a business owner. Yeah, so this is how that came to be. And then I'm here today with Tamesha McConnell, even though I know her by Mimi. And I want to welcome you and thank you for agreeing to do the interview.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate it. And then the reason I thought about you is because I thought your story would be inspirational to a lot of people. A lot of the people we have on our page are just starting out in business. So I know just hearing their story would be, inspirational to them and hopefully motivate them.
I hope I can.
I think so. Okay, and we are in location filming at your salon. And just if you can tell the viewers where it is, the name of the salon, and where they're located.
Where is LILLIE Dior Salon? The address here is 19471 West 10 Mile Road. We're in Southfield, Michigan. We're between Southfield and Evergreen.
Okay, so LILLIE Dior, that's a unique name. How did you come up with the name?
LILLIE Dior is my daughter's middle name.
Okay.
LILLIE was my husband's grandmother's name. And when I was expecting my daughter, she passed. So definitely wanted to, have her part of that and remember for him. And then Dior was a name I always liked. So before it was Mignon Dior McConnell, but when his grandmother passed, it was Mignon LILLIE Dior. So this is my second location named after her. The first one we opened. Our grand opening was on her actual birthday, which is 7/11.
Okay.
So everything is kind of centered around my daughter.
Okay. And what was the first location?
The first location was in Ferndale. The first LILLIE Dior.
That was the first LILLIE Dior.
Yeah. So I had another location. So that was in Detroit, and I was there. I was there for 8 years. It was called Hair Architect.
Okay, I never knew the original. Okay.
Hair Architects, and that was my baby. That's where I started from.
Okay.
So it was a small storefront, little spot. Just me and a couple other people worked in there, and it was, that was me.
Now, was that right after you what school did you go to? What type of time?
I went to Virginia Federal.
Okay.
At that time, now it's PNA.
Okay.
But yeah, it was in Ferndale. So that's where I graduated from. I enjoyed that school, had some really good teachers. They really inspired me. Helped with my work ethic.
Okay.
One of my work ethics is speed, is working fast so I can get people in and out. And so I had an instructor there who, that's what he told us. He's like, it shouldn't take you no more than 20 minutes to do a press of curl. So, I remembered that, and I used that ethic with me from then all the way till now.
Now, who taught you how to press? But I've been telling everybody, I said, Mimi can press some hair because she has not burned me once. And every style I've been to, they've always burned me.
I'm real light with my hands. I think that's what it is. But I always wanted to take people away from relaxers, like to show people that you can get away from the chemical and still have a nice straight press without being burned, without your hair being damaged, and without heat damage to your hair. You can still have a nice, nice haircut, nice hairstyle.
And it works because you brought my hair back because when I came, it was very damaged.
It does.
Yeah, so it does work.
Thank you.
And okay, so with your location here in Southfield. How many salads do you currently have here?
Right now, I would say I probably have about, I'm gonna say 10, about 10. I do independent contractors as well as commission.
Okay.
And that's one thing that I like to tell people that's starting out, because sometimes people get discouraged when they go into a salon and they tell them how much the blueprint is.
Right.
And they're just starting out, so they're kind of like, I don't know if I can do that. So commission is good for people who's just starting out. Commission is when the salon helps you build up your clientele. They also supply products. They also do your marketing.
I never knew that.
Yes, and then, the stylist just basically get a certain percentage of whatever the client, whatever the customer pays.
That
The
is
stylist gets a certain percentage.
Now, how long has that been in effect? 'Cause that's the first time I've heard
It's
that.
always been in effect. It's always been in effect, but a lot of African American owned salons don't practice it.
Okay, because I know that I never heard of it. I always heard about people who rent and all that.
Yeah. So it's a good way to, help them build up and help them get started. And, once they get up and rolling, then they move to blueprint. And once they move to blueprint, I got a lot of people, I think, I motivated a lot of people that work in here. So usually when they leave will go and open their own salon.
Oh, really? So you had something that's open now?
Oh, yes.
Oh, good. And that's a testament to you. That
It
you,
is.
Okay.
I love that because I feel like I motivated them enough to grow and to do their own thing instead of them leaving and going and working under someone else.
Right. That's excellent. Now you're a full service salon. So what does that encompass? Because I know because you have spa on the end of the name.
So this one is just salon. The one in Ferndale was salon and spa. That one we did offer massages. This one we don't offer massages, but we do offer facials. We do teeth whitening, like foot detoxing, all kind of different facials, microdermabrasion, hair, nails, waxing, makeup.
Now I never knew about the facial, right? That's news to me. Okay, that's good. All right, and then I'm gonna go back to the beginning. Basically, you answered some of this, but how did you actually get into hairstyling? What made you want to go into?
What motivated me was I like wearing different hairstyles at a young age, and it was really expensive. So I was like, okay, I gotta start doing this on my own because I can't afford to, keep going to the salon. So I started, doing hair on myself and then my sisters. But I would still go get my hair done. And so going to get my hair done, it was like everybody stayed in the salon like all day.
Right.
And I was like, that I can't do. Like I can't. I didn't like that.
Your whole
day. So I always said that, okay, now I'm at the point where, okay, I do want to be a stylist, I want to do hair. But I always said I would never work in no one else's salon. And I never have.
Okay.
Never have. So from the start, I always had that goal set that I was going to have my own. And I always said that I'm not gonna have people sitting in there all day. So that was one of my things, like to have a salon, to have it super duper as professional as I can. Because the stereotype is most African American salons are good, they ghetto. People take smoke breaks, people drink, there's a lot of cussing and fights. Not here. Not here. And usually, if I have someone that come in that's used to that, once they get in here and they see that that's not what's up, they adapt to that environment. So
that's good. Now, did you start like some people do in their basement before you started?
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, I definitely did. I started at home.
Okay.
I started at home in my basement. After the basement, I worked at rental properties that we had invested in.
Oh, okay.
So it was I definitely crawled before I walked.
And that's what I want the people that's on our vendor page and our business page to know that it's possible to get to where you're trying to get.
I was definitely a basic stylist, and I definitely, at some point in time worked without my license, but I was working toward getting my license while I was in my basement. So for the stylists that's out there that don't have your license, it's very important to have your license because it's a feeling of accomplishment, and that's what I wanted. Like I was like, okay, I'm doing here, clientele going, but I want to feel like I accomplished something. And when you get your license, that's how you feel. And without your license, you can't go and open your own salon. You can work exactly. I don't allow people to work here without their license. Some you may, but at mine, I don't allow it.
Okay. Because it doesn't give you credibility, basically, too.
Right.
Yeah.
It's important. It's very important. And if anything was to happen while you were servicing someone and you don't have your license, then it won't be good for you because you should have been working, doing it anyway.
And then it'll fall on you.
Exactly.
Yeah. So how did you feel personally when you opened up your own shop? Was it so real?
It was an accomplishment. It felt good. And I felt like from the first one to the second one to the third, I felt like each one got better.
Okay. So you can see the progression.
Yes.
And let's see, were you prepared for how much work goes into owning a salon?
No. No, I wasn't. Because my first one, it was small. So I didn't have as much as an overhead. I didn't have as many people to oversee.
Right.
So no, I didn't expect it. So you definitely need help, and I do have help. I have a husband that's been there and helping me from day one. All my build outs he had done because he's a licensed builder for priority construction.
Okay.
Also, I have always had a receptionist or a manager, someone to help oversee everything because I work in my salons. I don't just manage them. And it's very hard to try and do both. It's hard to work, have a steady clientele, and manage it and run it and answer the phone and do everything. So you definitely got to have a team behind you to help. And then when you can't service everybody, it's good to have people that you can refer your clients to.
Right, and I'm a testament to that because when you're not here, you did refer me to one of your stylists, so that was good. Now, what are some of the things that people may not know about, kind of answer this, about owning a salon and being a stylist at the same time? Now, I know you said with the support you have from your husband and then having a receptionist and all that. So do you still involved in the day-to-day, or I know people still come up to you sometimes and you have to go into that mode of...
Oh yeah, I'm super nosy. So while I'm behind my chair, my eyes is all over the place. I'm everywhere. So I'm in the parking lot. I'm everywhere, all over the salon. So it's, even though I'm behind my chair, I'm still looking and listening to everything that's going on, making sure that everything is running smooth.
Okay. And did you ever consider just running the business and giving up selling here?
I have, but I'm not at that point in my life now. Right now, I like doing what I do. I like meeting people. I like the conversation. I like making people feel pretty. Definitely like that. So it'll be a while for that. But definitely, it will come one day where...
And it's good that you love what you do. Yeah. And as one of your clients, I'm glad that you still do it. I'm glad you're still doing here. Okay, you said you were at your first location for 7 years?
8 years.
8 years? Okay. And what made you leave? Was it just a matter of...
It was growth. It was time to move on and grow. It was time for growth. I stayed for 8 years. We were blessed that it was a building that we owned.
Oh, was it? Okay.
So, that was part of the reason it was, it was ours. So the overhead was reasonable.
Right.
But it was time to move on and it was time to grow. And, want more for yourself. Be able to help other people, so.
Then would you give that advice to somebody just starting out, even in the hair industry? to make sure you don't get too settled in one place. Always look to.
Oh yeah, definitely. Don't get too comfortable. It's always time. It's always room for growth, especially in the beauty industry. They come up with new concepts every day. So even if you don't want to open your own salon, it's still room for growth as far as like you know doing your technique, like upgrading your techniques and stuff like that.
So I know, do you have your stylists, is that, mandatory that they have? Because don't they have where you have to complete classes still on the one?
Well, pretty much once they're finished with school, they go to state board, they take their license, they're pretty much done. Whatever you do on the after that, it's pretty much what you plan on doing. Now I have had classes here for my commission stylists.
Oh yeah.
I've also, paid for one of the makeup artists to go to classes. So things like that is what you get when you're commissioned. The salon offers different classes. They might have classes in salon where they'll bring someone from the outside in. And I've had people that work in the salon teach classes as well. Because when you have a salon, you have talented people here where you don't have to go outside of the salon and pay somebody else. You can keep it in-house where you can, pay them something and have them teach the class if that's where they're good, what they're really good at.
And that was going into like my next question that I asked you about this before about my nonprofit. When you did expand and you wanted to market, did you went outside to like a PR firm?
I did.
And I was asking you questions about how much, is it really expensive?
It was very expensive, but it was well worth it. I think that from the start of LILLIE, I had a PR firm, and I think the name of their firm is Element. And they were excellent. They put LILLIE on the map.
Okay.
The grand opening was super fancy. Like I loved it. Like I'll never forget that day. It was just so memorable. Everything was perfect. So they did all that. They made sure I had an ad and the Ambassador magazine. Made sure I had ads and the open press. They really put the name out there. So and even like with hiring and they just did it all. They helped with all that. So it's as far as like with the employment, hand booklets and policies and all that. So all that was a part. They helped with all that. The logo, everything.
Oh, so it is? Okay.
Yeah.
So it definitely was all perfect. Okay. Did they have a hand in it? Because I think I mentioned to you before that I like how I get the alerts saying when my appointment is and all that.
We did go over all that. They kind of told us, they did their homework. So they told us which scheduling company was like the Mercedes-Benz of the hair industry and which was the, Ford Focus or whatever. So they kind of helped us with that. And so we basically, and this is my second one. It's actually not my first one. The first one was Millennium. Booker, I like both of them, but Booker I like a little bit better. Price-wise especially, but I love the fact that, like you said, the clients, they get confirmations, they're able to cancel without, any fees being charged. So, it's really not a reason for you to say you didn't know you had an appointment because you constantly get notifications that your appointment is coming up.
Now Booker, is that like a program or?
Booker it's a not a software, but it's like an online. If you got internet, you can use it. So I can log into Booker anywhere.
Okay.
So if I'm overseas, I can log into Booker, look at my scheduling system, look at my payroll, look at all that. So it's a good. As long as you got internet, and we all know that ain't going nowhere.
Right. Right. Now, do you like your newest location here in Salon?
I do. I like this location. One of the main reasons I like this location is because this is my actual building. Like I purchased this building. So the building in Farmville, I was leasing that. So I was borrowing it, but this is mine.
And that makes all the
difference.
It makes a difference.
This is mine. investing in my own instead of someone else's.
And your husband, he did the work in here too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he did a good job.
Thank you.
I can tell you also from a customer standpoint, I love the parking better over here.
Oh yeah, the parking is much better.
Yeah, the parking is much better than the front here. Now, how have you juggled being a wife, mother, and business owner?
That's hard. It's really hard because at one point I was just so into work. I was just work. Until, you know, my husband had to say, okay, you gotta do something different. Like, you gotta do something different. So, you know, I really had to sit down and evaluate things and figure out my schedule so I can make sure that I did, you know, do my wifely duties and my duties as a parent. My first of mine, my kids were there.
Okay.
And so that was another reason why I stayed there 8 years, because it was small and I was able to bring them. But once I moved to Furby, I knew I couldn't do that. So when I did that, I knew I had to change my hours and, you know, make certain hours so I could get my kids and go home and not, you know, have them up at the salon running around.
Right.
Because it was a different establishment. It was more professional and I had other people working there. So I knew I couldn't have kids running around. But, I mean, it's been a challenge, you know, trying to do that. And, you know, to this day, my kids be like, do we have to go? They don't be wanting to go to the salon.
Say they bored,
because they were babies. Like, I went back to work 4 weeks after I had, you know, because that was my life. It was like, okay, I'm bored sitting at home. I'm ready to go back to the salon and do some hair. So I was like, back to work. And they, you know, they were with me. My husband would come get them at a certain time and take them home later. But every day I packed them up and they went with me.
Well, that's the perk too about owning the business, because you can, you know, you can arrange your schedule the way you need to.
Yeah, that's the benefit of being your own boss.
Yes, and that's well, I'm learning by doing the nonprofit and getting into other things now how difficult it is and how much responsibility. So I applaud you, because especially with all this going on. Let me see, what our viewers don't know is that recently you and your family moved to another state.
Yes.
And that you commute back and forth twice a month.
Yes.
To still do hair and run your business here in Detroit.
Yes.
So how has that been working out as far as you physically, mentally?
I'm loving it right now because this is me here. Like, I be ready to come. I miss my kids when I leave, and I miss my husband, but I be like, after the 10th day, I come every 10 days. Okay. So, like, by the time that 10th day gets here, I'll be ready. I'll be ready to get on that plane and come, because I'll be missing the salon, I'll be missing my coworkers, I'll miss my clients. And there, where I relocated to, I'm in a studio, so it's just me and it's private, and I'm not used to that. But I'm happy there, but at the same time, I'm used to the whole salon setting.
Right. So are you planning on expanding there too and getting?
I don't know. It depends. I gotta, you know, if the Lord see fit, then I'm definitely gonna be obedient. But right now, you know, my main focus is keeping this one running.
Good. And that was one of my next questions, because as your customer,
that's my main focus, is keeping this one going.
Okay, good. Now, what do you do to keep yourself going as far as, because it's got to be exhausting?
I pretty much, you know, I try to rest when I can, but when I'm there, it's a little bit more downtime. I'm not as busy. I am getting there, and I thank God for that, you know, because what I've asked for, He has supplied. Okay. But I like the downtime. I like the me time. I get to get up, take my kids to school, go to the gym, work out. You know, pretty disciplined, try to eat good, just be healthy.
Stuff is more time than you would have when you were here.
Exactly. Okay. Exactly. Here it was all work. You know, work. running out the door, running to pick up the kids, drop them off to activity, back to work. It was work.
Now, how long are you planning on commuting? I know I asked you this before.
I'm not sure yet. I'm really not sure. I don't have a date set at this time. It's not nothing close.
Okay.
So right now I'm not sure.
Yeah, because I love my hair. Since you've been my stylist, so I hate to, see you go. I really would. You still have family here too, though, right? So when you come in, that you get to see family and stuff. That's a positive.
Yeah, I get to spend time with my family and my friends.
And you kind of already answered this about what are your current plans as far as the business here, and you plan on keeping it going.
Oh yes, definitely.
And are you planning to? Well, I asked you this too. Are you planning to open up another shop? You said you don't know yet as far as.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That's if that's a God's plan for me, then I will.
All right. And what advice would you give to someone just starting out in business?
I would definitely tell them to make sure they talk to people who have been there, who've done it. Get all the advice that they can, so they'll know what the do's and the not to do's in the business. To really be pick who they hire to come in their business, because whatever happens in your business, it doesn't matter. If it's an independent contractor, a commission person, at the end of the day, they're gonna say they were at LILLIE Dior.
Right.
So that's very important. Make sure the rules that you set rules and make sure you stick to them. A lot of people don't like rules, and if they don't like them, then they can do them. But you have to set rules, because if you don't, then people are not going to take care of your things. They're going to tear it up, and then they're going to leave.
Right. Now, what about as far as what advice would you give as far as financing? Should they go to like small business administration? Should they cut a loan from the bank?
I didn't do that, so I really can't suggest that because I don't know much about it. I pretty much, we worked hard and we made it happen. I was blessed to have a husband that's a licensed builder, so I didn't have to pay anybody to do those things. I had him to do it. So that was, my blessing. So as far as somebody else opening, I don't know, you might have to, do that in order to, get it the way you want it to look. But I was blessed to not have to do that.
That was definitely a blessing. Because that's a big expense right there.
Yeah, it's the build out and, paint and, equipment. I would definitely say start small, like don't overdo it. Start small. Definitely have a plan, a business plan. Have somebody sit down with you and can go over, your budget.
Right.
It's nothing wrong with getting used furniture, especially for your first location, because you want to save as much as you can.
Right.
And of course your goal is for it to be successful, but everything takes time. With LILLIE Dior Salon in Ferndale, it took me probably about a year and a half to really start seeing profit.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes. So that first year and a half, 2 years, it was me working and making sure all those expenses were paid.
Oh, goodness, okay.
Yeah, so, and it took time for me to fill it up and to get people working. And then you also got to think about this. Every stylist don't fit. So you might get some people that come and they might be here for 2-3 months and then they gone. So you can't count that money as, I'm gonna be making this.
Right.
You just don't know who's gonna stay and who's gonna leave. So that's another thing. When you open it, make sure that what you do, the services you offer, and the clientele that you have can cover all your expenses. Because at the end of the day, if nobody works in here, I can still pay these bills with just my clients.
Yeah.
And that's important
important
because my doors will never close as long as I can cover my expenses. So when you go into something big and you thinking I'm gonna do this and do that and I'm gonna fill it up, and that don't happen, then the doors are closed.
And I've seen that. Unfortunately. Okay, I was gonna just give you my observation is just by watching you handle your business has inspired me. It really has. It has. Just watching you exhausts me. I'm like, I don't know how she does it. I said, how she keep it up? Just seeing you juggle everything, and it shows that with a good support system and good time management that it can be done. And it really does inspire me and motivate me to do what I want to do as far as the nonprofit and just branch out. And I really just wanted to thank you for everything you've done, because you have been very supportive since I told you about what I was trying to do.
Thank you.
Yes, and I have run into some who have not been as supportive, so I really appreciate it, because everything from helping with the scholarship awards to just about everything I've asked you.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it. Yeah.
But that's what it's about. You have to give back. You have to give back. You've supported me in my business, your family.
Right. I think I hope not just about my whole family.
Yeah. So it's about, you definitely have to give back. You have to support others the way they support you.
Right.
So, yeah, that's very important.
And that's something that a lot of people don't realize and understand.
Right.
Because, all that backbiting and
Right.
it come right back on you.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so basically I want to thank you again for doing the interview. And I'd like to thank my viewers for tuning in to another episode of Secrets Presents Small Business Spotlight. And please come and visit LILLIE Dior Salon on West 10 Mile. It's 19471. Okay.
Southfield, Michigan.
And you won't be disappointed. I love the salon. I love the stylist. And my hair has improved so much since I've been coming as a customer. So, and they have so many different things to, as far as getting your nails done, your hair done, facial, all of that she mentioned. So, come and pay her a visit, and again, you won't be disappointed. Thank you.